I want to welcome you back to Black Site. Tonight we're going to talk about Van Jones' perspective on the Tyre Nichols Bodycam footage. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. We're going to look at this quick video from Van Jones of CNN expressing how he feels about this beating by the 5 Memphis Coon police officers. So let's take a look at the video.
Inhumane, unacceptable, unjustifiable. I mean, he's just now getting attention. A dog being beaten would have gotten some help from somebody by this point. And also, you know, we talk about the images. The voices are so telling. Tyre's voice, the first time you hear him, he's calm. He's trying to calm the police down. He's saying, all right, all right, all right. He goes from a voice of reason and calm. And they are so brutal toward him that he runs. The next time you hear him, he's gone from calm to panic. Ma, 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 screaming for his mother. He's 100 yards from his house, hoping that somebody can help him. And then he goes from a voice of calm to panic to agony, completely incoherent, unable to form a word. You watch this deterioration of a human being. If you couldn't see it, you could hear it. You could hear it. And then the cops' voices, profane. I hope they stomp his unbelievable level of viciousness. And then the only sympathy is for themselves, because they're so busy pepper spraying him, they're pepper spraying each other. Look at the reaction of the police to the pepper spray on themselves. They can't stand the burning, the sensation, the capsaicin in their eyes. They need help from each other, and yet still the beating is continuing for someone else and no aid to someone else who got the full force of the pepper spray. And so even if you didn't see these images, just the voice of Tyre, you can tell he was the only calm person at the beginning. And at the end, he can't even form a word. This is disgusting. It's despicable. It is inhumane. It is shocking. It's as bad as people said, but even if you couldn't see it, you could hear the inhumanity here.
This happened to Tyre Nichols from 5 black men, not 5 white officers. You could tell that Tyre had that look in his eyes that he was gonna die. He probably been in a situation when he has been jumped before, and he heard that street talk from those police officers, and that's the talk of, brother, we gonna take you out. He had no choice but to run, because what eventually happened is what he thought, that he would end up dying at the hands of these police officers. Van Jones expressed this clearly. I'm not a fan of Van Jones, but tonight he was concise and he was on point. This shouldn't have never happened. This was a police stop, nothing more or nothing less. I'm tired of black men being killed on simple stops by the police, traffic stops. How many thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of black men have died at the hands of police officers over a simple traffic violation? And I said earlier in my earlier video, and I talk about the man that killed those black people in that Buffalo supermarket. He walked out with a weapon, and he walked out without a scratch on his body. Because like I earlier said, when those white officers seen him, they seen themselves, and they couldn't pull that trigger. But these officers, they didn't pull a trigger. They were even more vicious. They did it with their hands. And this is extremely shocking. The community, this country, the world are erupting in nationwide protests. And these protests will go on for the simple fact that these videos go on and on and on. Can you imagine how many black men were killed that we know nothing about? There is no videos. If there was no smartphones, there would be mass killings across this country of black men. Yeah, there still is right now. But how many more would be dead if we didn't have the technology to film these officers doing these heinous crimes? This is how racism affects everyone. It affects those who happen to be of our skin color, who have joined the ranks of the white supremacists, who carry the same hatred towards our community. It's because they're not black anymore. They have joined the ranks of the blue, and they wear it with honor. And that night, they didn't see themselves as black men. They didn't see that brother as being human. They seen Tyre Nichols as just another ninja they could kill. How many other brothers have they beaten? How many other brothers have died and it was covered up by the Memphis Police Department? They have to take a serious look at their records and see what these officers have done in the past. Because what you saw in this video, they were so comfortable to do that with the body cam footage and video footage on the poles that it seems like they have done it in the past. I said in my community post that I don't believe they would have ever done this to a white man, or they would have ever done this to a Karen or a Becky, because they know the consequences. But finally, they were charged, and they were charged with murder, and they should be given a death penalty because they gave Tyre Nichols the death penalty. Van Jones was eloquent in what he said. He was right what he said, and I support what he said, even though I'm not a huge fan of him. Tonight, he was on point. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.